Yes, I'm live. Grateful day. Welcome to the 91st episode of the Faith Forward Fearlessly podcast with your host, Jenée Hudson, the Uplifter. I empower professional entrepreneurs who feel disqualified to overcome toxic environments and self-doubt, to take decisive action, lead boldly in identity, and to persevere, all anchored in faith. Before we dive into today's episode, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, the Faith Forward Fearlessly podcast by Jenée Hudson, where you can watch, like, and share every episode. The link is in the bio, as well as it will be in the caption of this episode. All right, time for today's Friday shirt. So today's shirt reads, "Faith does not make things easy, it makes them possible." This shirt is a reminder that, keeping the faith certainly helps me to just get through the worst times when being tested. That's what it reminds me of. And it also brings on blessings. However, it's through the many storms and the challenges when the blessings actually come about. So this is what this shirt means to me today. And you know what? Honestly, that really does test one's true faith. Big time. So with all that said, this is a perfect transition into today's topic called drowning or deliverance. Choosing faith when no one throws a lifeline. That being said, allow me to first share some eye-opening statistics. So first is a recent survey of entrepreneurs on founderreports.com. And they found that 87.7% struggle with at least one mental health issue. That could be anxiety, high stress, burnout, or even imposter syndrome. Unfortunately, I've had imposter syndrome and it's not a good look, right? But we all go through it, all right? Second, according to the workplace mental health research from Berkeley Exec Ed, over 3/4, that's 76% of workers report experiencing emotional distress due to work pressures in the past year even. More than half actually say that this distress is severe enough to affect job performance. Don't I know it, because I've been there. And then lastly, according to Spill.chat's 2025 workplace mental health stats, you guys, 84% of workers experienced at least one mental health challenge in the past year, you guys, yet only about 38% feel comfortable using their employers like mental health supports. That is not good. Not at all. But these numbers, they show that many people are drowning, not because of visible crisis, but because of consistent pressure, isolation, and a big one is lack of support. So today's topic is heavy, you guys, but it's so very necessary. So, for many of us, entrepreneurs, creatives, caregivers, and even 9-to-5ers, there are seasons where it literally feels like no one is coming, right? No rescue, no breakthrough, and just simply struggle. But it's in these actual moments that faith and strategy can change everything. So if you've ever felt like overwhelmed, isolated, emotionally exhausted, I can tell you I've been there, or simply just stuck in circumstances that seem beyond your actual control, you are not alone. Because, deliverance often often begins from within. And real resilience is forged when you learn to swim before the lifeguard arrives. Keep that in mind. I also want to show respect to the fact that September, the month of September, even though we're at the end of it, is Suicide Prevention Month. Man, it's a time when we honor those who have been through the darkest seasons and strengthen our resolve to support one another. That's what it's all about. For many of us, or should I say for many like us, because, I've been there, not as far as the suicide, but I've got friends and I know people who have actually, unfortunately, who are no longer with us because of that sad moment, right? But the pressure is to keep going for us, right? It's to look successful, to seem fine is real out here, right? But we're not all fine. And that's important that we reach out to others because you never know what a person's going through, And unfortunately, until sometimes it's simply too late. And also, let me say this, if ever you know anyone who just seems to be just under this stress and things like that as an entrepreneur along their journeys and their 9-to-5s, no matter what it is, take them seriously, you guys, because you could be saving a life and you don't even know it. All right? So let's keep Suicide Prevention Month in mind for September, and honestly, just ongoing. All right? Very, very important. And again, you can save someone's life by doing this. Sometimes the weight is just so heavy, you guys, that no one is around to help, nor does it even seem like anyone's close to assist. Or sometimes it seems like people just don't even care to assist about what another person is actually going through. So it's very important to just keep those things in mind, and even if, Lord forbid, it's even yourself, reach out to someone because you are necessary. You are needed in this world and you have a purpose. God did not make you for no reason. So you're here for a reason. Please keep that in mind. All right. Therefore, with all that said, let's get started. Here are 3 giftful gems for today's topic. All right. So gift number 1 is titled Build Resilience with Recovery and Self-Check. So, when you feel like you're drowning and no lifeline is coming, the most powerful thing that you can do is to create your own anchor through intentional recovery routines, you guys. So think of resilience as a muscle, right? It doesn't appear overnight, but it strengthens through the action of simply repeating things daily. I had to learn this the hard way, but now that I got it, I will never forget it. So here are 2 actionable steps to assist you along the way. All right. So the first one is you can utilize tools like Mood Fit, Daily Journal, or the Wobot that allows you to log your actual moods and your identity, those actual triggers that you might be missing, you guys. And it's very important that you do one of these at least, if not any, okay? It will help you to just catch stress before it actually spirals out of control and into burnout, all right? And then the second one for this is, for entrepreneurs again, or just people along their journeys altogether, just in life, is an overlooked resilience builder is what I kind of called it. And you can like put this down and call it like a time audit practice, you guys, which helps with like the tracking where your energy is actually being spent so that you can like, what do I call it? To redirect it towards what fuels rather than what drains you. All right. So even do this on like a simple spreadsheet, you guys, an Excel spreadsheet even, or just get a piece of paper and write it down, make your own little spreadsheet, right? Or a good tool to use is called Toggle Track. This can actually like expose hidden energy links. And you guys, it is fabulous to help. All right. All right. We are on to gift number 2. So gift number 2 is titled Decision Clarity Over Desperate Action. Ooh, I really like this one. So, in moments of like overwhelm, you guys, again, I have been there and sometimes I'm still there, to keep it real. It's tempting to do something just to feel in control, but frantic action without actual strategy often deepens the struggle. Let me tell you, you don't want to do things just, because and just frantically. That will cause all kinds of chaos and you do not need that. All right. So to help you with this actual area, here are some actionable steps to assist in this actual area. First, to sharpen or to help with this, you want to sharpen this actual skill and consider using something called the priority matrix, where like tasks are broken into urgent, important, and non-essentials. All right. And to help with this also, you want to use apps like ClickUp or Todoist. All right. Now it's kind of like a built-in matrix, and it helps to like feature those type of helps to help you prioritize with ease, which is what we need, right? Another powerful method is called the scenario mapping. And this is a strategy used by many like executives, because I was an exec at one point in my human resources, with my human resources expertise on the exec level and things like that. But it helps to like take that fear out of the unknown. I had a lot of fear of the unknown, and it simply just prepares you like mentally for multiple outcomes. All right. And then tools for this one of them is called the Lucid chart, or even Google Docs, you guys, which I personally use for myself. These type of tools, you guys, they work perfectly to help you in this area. All right. And then finally, for this second gem is for you to simply invest in resources. Like there's a book called The Decision Book by Michael Krogers, or podcasts like The Knowledge Project with Shane Parrish, you guys, which specialize in improving decision-making frameworks. You guys, that is a really good one as well to get. All right. All right. Last but not least is gift number 3, titled Transform Isolation into Innovation. All right. My apologies, you guys hear my dog in the background because she is on a new one up here. All right. So one of the most dangerous parts of feeling like you're drowning in isolation, you guys, is when no one throws you a lifeline. it's easy to actually believe that you're stuck, you're unseen, or you're unworthy of help, right? But in isolation, it could become like your laboratory for innovation, right? So instead of like waiting for outside like validation, use that space to build, to create, and to test new ideas. Therefore, let me give you 3 actionable items, or should I say steps, to help you in this area, okay? So the first one, again, for entrepreneurs or just people along their journeys like yourselves, this might look like actually like setting up what I call a solo innovation session, all right? And what do I mean by that? Well, this is where you actually conduct for 1 hour per week, all right? Brainstorming solutions, you guys. And I know you might feel like, I don't have time for that. I felt the same way, but as soon as I started doing it, it helped me out. So you should try it too. But you're going to do a brainstorming solutions to current challenges. That's the key. And you're going to do it without pressure. So that's going to be key as well. And you're going to utilize tools such as the Meister or Coggle, all right, to map your actual ideas visually. You guys, this is a priceless tool to use, all right? Okay, number 2 is to push innovation. And you want to do this by try to like a hackathon mindset for one. That's what it's called, all right? And you're going to dedicate 1 week, a quarter, or a month, whatever's best for you. I did a month, to just push that like initiative sprint on a new idea, okay? With no distractions, just simply brainstorming and then prototyping or simply just learning, all right? That is going to be a very, very helpful tool to help you. And you're going to use tools like Figma for the design part, if you need that. ChatGPT for the idea generation, or Canva whiteboards. And that's simply for planning, all right? And this will help you it'll like allow you to bring ideas in life much faster. And it's going to just help you to get to where you're trying to be faster. I don't know about you guys, but I am ready to already have that $1 trillion. Okay. So I wanted that like last year and 5 years ago type of thing. So these things are going to help you to elevate sooner than later. All right. I'm all about action now. So if you're like that, check out these things. All right. Okay. So lastly, for the number 3, this is where I challenge you guys to expand your digital reach. All right. And you're going to use platforms like Lunch Club to connect you with like professionals globally, you guys, and indie hackers. This offers a community of builders openly, you guys. Where you're going to be sharing what's working, excuse me, and what's not working. All right. Yes, I see you. Yes, I am getting closer to that $1 trillion. Yes. And you know what? So are you guys. So keep going, because that's the only way we're going to get there, right? Infinity and beyond is what I'm trying to make. So you guys, thank you so much. That concludes the gifts and the amazing gems for today's episode. If you missed any of them, I hope you go back and listen to them. And you guys, don't just be on here listening to me and watching things. Put these things to action for yourself. I'm telling you, they're working for me, so I know they can work for you. All right? But first, before we leave, let me just give you a little something like I always like to, as usual. Listen, I just need you to know that sometimes no one else is going to throw us a lifeline, right? You know, I like to just keep it real. So, but that does not mean that you're going to drown. Not at all right? Your capacity to persevere is built not just by faith, but by consistent routines. That's what you need to understand. Clarity in decision making and real support systems. That is what's going to help you to elevate. All right. So for all of us entrepreneurs, or just along our journeys or in our 9-to-5s, whatever path that you're on, whatever God has put in your place and in your heart and in your spirit to proceed with along your journey, you guys, you gotta assist yourself. All right. And just anyone just walking a hard road, you guys, or just challenges that come up. These aren't optional, all of these things. You got to know that. They're not optional. They're like survival equipment, we'll call them. All right? So you're allowed to feel tired. You guys, I feel tired a lot, unfortunately. Let me tell you. It's okay. It is okay. All right. You're allowed to feel unseen, you guys, but you still hold the power to move yourself forward. All right. Just like my podcast is called Faith Forward. All right. Fearlessly. You guys, you can do it. I know you can. Again, if I'm doing it, we all can do it. And again, you don't have to do it alone. All right. Don't wait for that life preserver, but don't and get stuck in things like that, but just know you don't have to do it alone for sure. All right. Because, you know, every small habit, you guys, every boundary and every courageous conversation is part of your deliverance. What? Yes, it is. All right. Therefore, keep building. I challenge you to keep building, you guys, for your internal lifetime and lifeline. All right. Brick by brick. You heard it here first. All right. As always, you guys, you're very much appreciated, but I think you know that. And thank you for tuning into this 91st episode of the Faith Forward Fearlessly podcast with me, Jenée Hudson, the Uplifter. Woo! So happy about being the Uplifter, you guys. Please continue to follow and share for ongoing actionable. That's the key for this whole sentence. Actionable, you guys, and inspiring content. And don't forget to share it as well, all right? Until next time, keep the faith. I mean that. And may you walk forward in faith with empowered perseverance, you guys. I know you got it in you. You just got to believe in yourself, all right? While also having many blessed days, many of them, all right? And a prosperous journey on purpose. Later.